Raanan is fat and he's a Jew. He'll tell you something that you already knew. Your favorite movie sucks. Your favorite movie sucks. American Beauty or Forrest Gump. Your favorite movie sucks.
We are back with another episode of Your Favorite Movie Sucks. Today we have a very funny comic, who's one of the funniest names in the business, Adam Mamawala.
I'll take that, yeah.
That's a hilarious name.
Yeah, it is. It's an A every other letter of my first and last name.
Yeah, that is true. And by the way, when I say it's funny, I don't mean just like, oh, it's an ethnic weird name.
You can say that if you want to. But.
I could say that,
yeah.
And I have no shame for saying that,
sure.
Because whatever, we find foreign names funny, foreign people find our names funny. You know, it all evens out in the end. Mm-hmm. But it's really, to me, it's the A, but then also Adam is the most standard name, the first name.
Yes.
First name to ever have a name.
Yes.
Adam. So it goes from a very simple name to such a funny last name. So it's really a misdirect.
It kind of is. It's like the most unoriginal first name followed by the weirdest last name.
Yes, Adam. You think Adam Smith. You think something. Shout out to the capitalist theorist. But
I did not expect an Adam Smith reference this early. But
there's a Mr. Adam Mamawala, and the Mamawala is so fun. Mamawala. It's just
when you say it that way, it's almost like Italian.
Yeah,
but
Mamawala.
Mamawala.
What is it?
It's
Feels
Indian.
Hawaiian.
No, it's Indian.
Okay.
So, because you've heard Suba Agarwal, WAL.
Yeah.
Or Wal or Walla is like a pretty common
not funny,
suffix.
Though.
Not funny.
Not funny.
Well, what's funny is I've had.
the name.
Yeah, I've had. Well, hopefully not. Whatever else that would imply. I've had people be like, "Oh, is that like a stage name because it's funny?" I'm like, why would I make my life that complicated?
Of course, I know, right?
But,
I feel like it hurts us a lot in comedy if our names are it's hard to look up.
Yeah. But what's funny is I have had more people actually forget or give me a different first name, bringing me, if it's a host I don't know, they're so fixated on the Mamawala that I've been brought up as Alan Mamawala, Alex Mamawala. I was in Chicago last year. I had a dude just fully blank on my normal first name and bring me up as Mr. Mamawala, which is makes you sound like a science teacher. Because then I have to have the energy of what a person.
Right, Mr. Mamawala.
Mr. Mamawala.
You're
would
now
be on
just
stage.
you're now just a substitute teacher.
Right.
Mr. Mamawala here. Yeah.
Mr. Mamawala is my father. You can call me Adam.
You're now the comedian where the audience thinks, oh, you've decided to have a stage name with Mr. You're already not funny.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it. You know when you see a headshot of a comedian, you're like, that guy can't be funny.
Yes.
Because it's a funny headshot. And I'm like, if you think the headshot should be funny, there's no way you're funny.
Any mic play in a headshot.
Any mic play, any hair, weird, So that's a tough one. But I mean, I get it. Mamawala's hard to forget, but Adam,
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I have the same thing with my name. My name is Raanan Hershberg. It starts Jewy, gets Jewier, and people are so focused on the first name.
Yeah.
They actually forget. It's a little the opposite, but a similar outcome. They're so focused on the first name, they forget how hard the last name is.
Do you think Hershberg is hard?
It's not. You definitely need some preparation before you say it on stage. Yeah. If you're completely focused on Raanan, because I've seen people be like, Raanan, they'll just say gibberish because they think the first name's so hard, they have no energy preparing for the second name, and then it really catches.
Do they ever just give up and say Raanan?
Right, yeah, and then I'm like Cher up there.
Exactly,
now everyone's like, oh, you think you should just be a first name? Though to be fair, I probably should be.
Maybe.
Raanan? Do I need Hershberg?
Is there any other comic named Raanan that you're aware of?
I know the comic. And frankly, Raanan Hershberg is a little aggressively Jewish, almost annoyingly Jewish. It's like Raanan, we get it. Hershberg, it's come on, this is a little too much.
In a different time, you might have just shortened it to Hirsch.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, those times are coming back.
It could be.
Those times are coming back.
You ever have someone who just they remember it's Jewish, but then they Jewish it wrong? They're Raanan Hirschfeld or something.
Yeah. I've had that. Raanan Hirschgold, Raanan, Hershowitz.
Herstein.
Yeah. I've had all sorts. Someone called me Ronald Harrington once.
That
was at a fair. They just de-Jewed it and just said it in a way they could understand.
Yeah, I got Andy Maraferno one time, which is just you got
close.
the initials, but the confidence with which you just made up a name.
Andy Maraferno. That's a fun name, too.
Yeah.
So we're here today to talk about... before I begin, I got to do a plug. My special, Morbidly Jewish, is coming out January 15th. subscribe to my YouTube. You probably subscribed if you're hearing this, but I'm also on Spotify. So maybe you haven't. Subscribe to my YouTube right now, youtube.com/Raanan Hershberg. And it's going to be out January 15th. Watch it when it premieres.
I think with Morbidly Jewish, maybe keep the Berg.
Keep the Berg there? Yeah, for that. Otherwise it wouldn't work. Yeah. So anyway, we're here to talk about another Jews movie.
Sure, yeah. Another Berg.
Another Berg's movie. Yeah. We're here to talk about Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Which you presented me with a couple movies to talk about. And Jurassic Park, it's funny, we did Jaws a couple days ago.
Okay.
And Jaws and Jurassic Park are the two most defining movies of my life.
Really?
Yes.
Positively.
Okay. Certainly, because Jaws was a movie I watched as a kid every day when I was 5. So it's like a movie I like kind of grew up with. And Jurassic Park was the greatest experience I've ever had in the movie theaters as a kid, which makes it, for me, the greatest experience of my life because I care about movies more than life.
So you don't hate this movie?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
No. I mean, we can, the movie has definitely issues we can talk about.
Sure.
I don't shit on it if I don't. I'm not, it's a little false advertising, the title. Because if I love the movie, I love the movie. I love this movie. I have issues we'll talk about.
Sure.
Where were you when you first saw it?
Well, I think that's part of why I love it so much was like Jurassic Park came out at the exact peak of my dinosaur obsession, which like most boys go through that phase.
Right. Perfect
So
timing.
I'm born in 87. So when it came out,
84.
I was 6. Yeah, 6 or 7, I guess. And I remember it being like, I got special dispensation from my parents to see a PG-13 movie.
Wow, you saw it at 6?
Yeah, because they were like, they knew it would be scary, but they also knew that I was completely obsessed with dinosaurs. So the fact that this movie that's, I would argue, the best movie about dinosaurs ever made by a long shot. And also, I want to be very clear. Like, sometimes I bring up how much I love Jurassic Park, and people do the, like, what about? They're like, well, yeah, but, like, The Lost World sucks, and, like, I'm like, I'm not talking about those.
Yeah.
I'm not defending anything other than the original Jurassic Park.
Of course,
I still believe to be an unbelievable movie. And I remember that. I don't know if that was the first movie I ever saw. Weirdly, I think the first movie I saw in theater was Dances with Wolves. I think my parents just like couldn't find a babysitter and just brought me along, which is a long movie.
That's a long movie.
But
sad for a kid. I feel like there's some wolves who die.
I probably
slept.
People. I don't know.
Yeah. So you were 6 when you saw Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it came out in 93, I think, right?
Yeah, 93, 94. I think 93, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were 6 and how, 87?
I'm born in 87, so I was probably in like second grade.
So I was born in 84. So I was, you were do the math.
I was I was like 10. You were 10, I was 7.
10.
Yeah.
So I was 10. In my head, I think 8, but I was 10. And even at 10, and maybe, I'm curious what your experience was, because it was the most intense experience of my life.
Incredibly, yeah.
And yeah, was being 6, I wonder if being younger, like, to me, what was so, besides the movie was such a mixture of awe and terror, and it produced both those emotions, which is still very rare for a movie to be full of awe and terror.
Right.
And I pissed my pants.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Was that something you would do with any regularity?
No. That wasn't just something I peed every movie. It was directly credited to
What was the
Steven
scene?
Spielberg.
What was the scene that got you?
You want to guess?
My guess would be when the kids are trapped in the Jeep, turned over, and then the dinosaur comes down.
Convinced that they were going to die.
Really?
Convinced. And I don't know, at 10 years old, watching that moment, the way the kids are like suffering in the car, the way they get really bloodied and screaming, it was really traumatic for me. And I really did not, I guess I wasn't at the age where you're like, I mean, to be fair, Spielberg does kill a kid in Jaws, so he doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
But if most people watching Jurassic Park at that, like, probably know, like, okay, this is PG-13. It's a family-friendly movie.
Easier to kill the annoying lawyer.
Yes, the kid's probably not going to die.
Right.
But I didn't really have an awareness of that, and I just thought the kids were screwed. I really, I have never transferred myself more into someone's like body while watching, and I was just convinced they were dead.
So I mean, I don't know how linearly you want to go, but I would say that's probably the scariest part of the movie.
Yes.
But in terms of a jump scare, the part where Dr. Grant is pulling the girl, Lex, I think her name is, out through the ceiling, and the raptor like jumps up.
Oh yeah.
That
it's
and the kitchen scene. I used to have a recurring dream that it was myself and my sister, who's same age as you. She's born in '84, and instead of the kids in the movie, it was me and her in our local grocery store being hunted by raptors.
Oh wow!
But the crazy thing was, like, I enjoyed the dream. Like, I wanted to have the.
A true Jurassic Park fan would enjoy the dream. Yeah, I used to have dreams.
That's such a well done scene.
It's incredible. Do you know what it's kind of influenced by?
I don't. Is it like some Hitchcock
trivia,
something? Or?
Shining.
Oh, interesting.
In The Shining, the kid is running away from Jack Nicholson, and he goes into the kitchen and hides under like a little cabinet and closes it down.
Yeah.
So that whole scene is an homage to that.
Oh, and you know what? That's actually the better jump scare is when you think the raptor's getting her, but it runs into the mirror.
Yes. Yeah. Great moment. Yeah. I mean, that whole sequence is incredible. Also, fun little trivia of that moment.
Yeah.
If you look closely in the window when the Velociraptor's there, you can see the hand of one of the effects artists.
Oh, no.
Holding the Velociraptor in place.
Oh, that's a bummer. I never caught that. I've seen the movie 50 times. I've never
Check it out. It's very quick, but you see a hand just propping the Velociraptor up. So, yeah, I mean, that scene's incredible, and it's kind of funny too because I feel like one of the Velociraptor. Oh no, who's limping in that? Someone's limping. Is it the girl or is it the Velociraptor?
So in that scene, Laura Dern is limping.
Laura Dern
because she's hurt
right.
herself when. Again, great moment when you think Samuel L. Jackson's arm is on her, which
it
is.
What was that arm doing before? I never understood the.
I don't know that that's really explained. I mean, obviously the subtext is like he's been ripped to shreds by this raptor, and somehow his arm is hanging somewhere. It's one of those like you just accept that it's not realistic, but it's a great moment.
It's one of those. I talk about it with. I mean, it's not as ridiculous in Jaws, but it's a simple. Spielberg does have this B-movie love of like a body, like it's almost like an old haunted house of a body just perfectly positioned.
Yeah,
like the hand literally comes down on her.
Yeah.
And she's
thank God, Mr. Arnold. Yeah.
It's like what was the hand? I would have loved to see like a wide shot of what the hand was doing. It's like the hand was like leaning against the thing she knocked, and then it perfectly.
Right. There's no logical explanation for what that hand's doing there, but it's an objectively great.
It's all great. I mean, it's one of those movies where it's just like a perfect engine, and it's just, and I really do like. I think what is so amazing is, I mean, there's a couple things that I don't even know where to begin, but like, so. I'm sorry. Back to you watching it. Let's start there.
Yeah,
what was that experience? Like, let's talk more about that.
So, well, I didn't piss myself.
That's how you
not
know
that I'm better
good.
than you, but no. I what I recall was that like. I would have to fact check this with my parents. I feel like they did a lot of prep before taking me, where they were like, remember, like, you are the one who really wants to see this. It's probably going to be very scary. We have also not seen it, but like, if at any point you feel like it's too much and you need to, like, I feel like there was a whole preamble to us going. But
I mean, it's very young, 6. Like, it's like really young.
I think the only reason that they thought I could handle it was because I had like an encyclopedic knowledge of dinosaurs at that time.
Okay, so if anything,
like, so I knew about all the things that they were seeing, and it's still scary. But I think they were hoping like he'll think it's cool more than he'll think it's scary, and he knows that it's a movie and it's not real life.
And is that how it happened, or was it like traumatic?
As I recall it, no, I don't remember it being. I don't have any memory of it being traumatic, unless it was so traumatic that I've blocked it out. But I think I just remember loving it and wanting to see it multiple times. And then once it came out on VHS,
so you don't remember being terrified?
Not really. No.
I wonder if like me being older was maybe more susceptible to terror. Sometimes when you're really young. You know how you'll see like young kids like go down the scariest water slides, or like 'cause they have no concept of death.
I think it's also just like what do you think is scary personally? Like I'm someone who like gore doesn't bother me, but like I don't like ghost movies. Anything that's like supernatural ghost stuff. That even as an adult, that scares the shit out of me. Somehow.
What about a T-Rex crashing into your car and
I'm sure I was very scared. That actually ended up being the lunchbox that I had for many years. It was like the T-Rex biting the tire, where he's kind of like got it in his teeth.
That's awesome. It's one of the movies. It's one of the first movies I've seen where like. It has like all the products afterwards, but the products are also in the movie.
Yeah.
Like there's that scene where they show the gift shop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, this is a little meta or something.
Sure.
But so I guess for me, and I love the movie. I was terrified, but I loved it. It was both. And for me, that scene, and this is where I think Spielberg is a bit of a sick bastard, is that he knew kids were going to be flocking to see it. and he wanted to put those kids in a really terrifying situation because he knew kids in the movie theater were going to, identify with those kids.
Right.
So it's not just like Hitchcock is like kind of getting off scaring adults.
Yes.
Spielberg is getting off scaring kids.
But I think what he does is he's putting the kids in the same mindset that like any normal kid would have, which is like in that room where they're all eating dinner, all the adults are expressing their concerns. Jeff Goldblum, and Sam Neill, they're all expressing their very valid concerns.
And
about
that scene that's ridiculously lit with giant spotlights in a dark room, just ridiculous shafts of light.
Yeah, that's when if you know anything about filmmaking, you're like, this doesn't feel like natural light. At one point, you think
one of them would be like, "Can we turn on the lights while we're eating?"
But for the kids in the film, all they're thinking about is like how cool it's going to be to see dinosaurs. Right. They're not actually thinking about the implications of how scary or dangerous that could be.
Interesting.
So it kind of is like putting you as the child viewer almost in the same mindset as them, which is like, I came here to see Jurassic Park because I was like, cool, I want to see dinosaurs.
Not really
thinking about how scary that would be.
Yeah, right. And they're kind of innocent to the like Spielberg is like John Hammond, right? He's created the park,
right?
And the kids are innocent; they're just excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the sins of the adults are punished on the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's fascinating. I mean, Spielberg talks about in Fabelmans. Did you see Fabelmans?
Yeah, I did.
It's a really interesting movie. It's one of those movies. Did you like it?
I watched it on a plane. I don't know if I was
that should lower your standards.
Yeah, I think I did. I mostly enjoyed it. Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting. I mean, it wasn't an amazing movie, but I thought it was interesting because you bring your history of his movies into the movie.
Sure.
So it's one of those movies where you really do need this big frame of reference.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was interesting, but when he gets traumatized, I believe it's the greatest show on earth, or I think that's what it was as a kid, and then he tries to film it to like control the trauma.
Yes.
I really do believe Spielberg, to control his own sense of trauma, had to traumatize other children. So when I'm pissing my pants, it's literally Spielberg being like, this is me in control because of my parents' divorce and this movie that scared me.
Yeah, he would have been happy to have known that happened to you.
Because it's control. You're either the one being scared or you're the one scaring people. Right? And I just was so... I don't know what it was. I mean, like, it was just such a terrifying moment. And I also think it's the fact that, like, the pacing of that movie is so incredible. Mm-hmm. It doesn't give away anything too quickly.
No.
I feel like just like Jaws, so many movies tried to copy Jurassic Park without really taking its important lessons. Mm-hmm. One of its most important lessons is the building of suspense.
Yes.
And how you can build it gradually. And I see so many movies where they just show their hand immediately.
Right.
And then you're like, there's nowhere to go
from
here.
and to that end, like that first scene when they're all on the tour.
Yeah.
And they just don't really see any dinosaurs.
Exactly.
That's same thing for us as an audience where we're like, I fucking came here for dinosaurs.
And now you're part of the viewing experience. And you're like upset. Like you're like, ugh, like he makes you feel exactly what they're feeling.
Because obviously there's the initial scene, I'm trying to think of the sequencing, but the very early on scene where like they're kind of showing that something's gone wrong with the raptors, where they're like in the loading dock or whatever. But then once all the people are actually at the park, it's this very slow build of like you don't see any. It's even Jeff Goldblum saying there are dinos on the dino tour.
I really hate that, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
But and then the first one you see is the Triceratops, and that's like a non-threatening dinosaur. So it builds up to the menacing stuff.
It builds up and it makes you what do you call it? Put your guard down.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, I'm bored. The dinosaurs are coming. I'm putting my guard down. And that build up. In the confidence to have that patience, and to know that building it up slowly will make that first T-Rex scene with the car, so much more impactful, because there's been a build up, and I really feel like there's so many movies. Even I remember I was rewatching It, which I think is a fun movie, the new one.
That movie traumatized me deeply as a child.
The Tim Curry, the original. One. I actually have never seen that one.
Oh my god.
I know a lot of kids were really traumatized, but I can't watch it now because I'm sure it's stupid as shit.
Probably, yeah. But I never rewatched it. I was too scared. That and Arachnophobia ruined my childhood.
Oh, really? So that scared you more than Jurassic Park?
Somehow, yes. Yeah.
So in It, even in the beginning, when you see him in the sewer, you see him immediately. Like his whole face comes out.
Right.
And I just remember thinking, even though it's kind of a fun movie, and R.I.P. that actor who died recently from the one who played Ziggy on The Wire.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just like, oh, I saw the whole monster.
I think filmmakers don't understand that sometimes what you don't see, or at least what you don't see immediately, is so much scarier.
Yes.
Than just like, give me a little foreplay, man. I don't need like
suspense.
Yeah,
it's a difference. Hitchcock talks about it. The difference between suspense and shock or surprise.
Right.
Surprise is like an explosion out of nowhere. Suspense is the bomb's under the table, but the people don't.
Yes.
And you're like, and it builds suspense. And that suspense of like something's coming, I don't know what. That's an incredible feeling. And Spielberg's such a master of building suspense and then having the best payoff.
Right. And also building it via the dialogue where, like, if you're paying attention, it's becoming more and more clear that, like, they're taking a great risk to have even gone down this road. Like the scene where they with B.D. Wong, young B.D. Wong, when they're like, "You bred raptors?" Like just understanding how.
And then the music comes on while he looks at the baby raptor.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much foreboding, so much, and then I think, and I related to this so viscerally as a kid, and I think it's what really sticks with me: the rain. The rain. When the rain starts coming down, as a kid, I felt it. Yeah. I felt it it became such a huge part of the suspense, you know, just how because it starts with drops with when they're like helping the Triceratops, and it really captures like this rain building up and like coming down. And did that connect you as a kid? Just like.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how like cognizant I was of all these things.
You were so young, yeah.
What I do think about in retrospect was like, I love that first tour where they don't really see anything lets you see a calm version of the settings that will then become horrifying.
Yes.
Because you see the big fence where like the T-Rex is, barricaded. And you don't see that again until they're in the rain and those fences don't work anymore. And there's that scene where the T-Rex comes through and the wires like kind of rip off one by one.
Right, one by one,
and it's so scary.
Yeah, which is similar to The Shining too, where they show the whole place, like they give a whole tour. Yeah. And all those elements will then later be terrifying. Yeah, I mean, I specifically remember that sense of boredom. Not boredom, of them being frustrated, especially Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Of him being like, damn it. Remember when he said, like, damn it?
Yeah. I
remember thinking, like, I had never seen that in a movie. You don't really typically see the characters in a movie be in awe. Or be in awe, or the reverse of that, being disappointed. Like, typically in a movie, the characters aren't like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's so special about Jurassic Park is that it's showing characters in the movie be like, wow,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
that first scene where they pull into that field, the
incredible.
one where he like turns her head with his hand. That image is so iconic to me of like seeing the brontosauruses and then looking across the water. And also
incredible.
It was right as there's a Netflix series, I'm sure you watched the like the movies that made us.
Yeah.
And the one about Jurassic Park, they talk about how like this was at that exact turning point where the technology had just gotten good enough to pull this off with like computer generated, like CGI. Yeah. And because of that, even if you watch it now, it's not that hokey. Like it holds up pretty well for a film made that long ago.
It holds up it holds up for a lot of different reasons. I mean, one of the things that allows it to hold up is that it has like a real template of something real, or that something used to be real.
Yeah.
So it's not like Lord of the Rings where you're like, well, I mean, I don't know what's a believable goblin or like a believable like bog or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But you're like, there's a template of something real. And so when the T-Rex moves, they did base it on the skeleton and how it could move. So there is something that you're like, oh, this is accurate, or at least attempting some kind of accuracy. Or,
Well, and it's also believable that in a world in which we could bring back dinosaurs, people would absolutely fucking do it.
Of course.
Because they're idiots. And I think, like, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You go.
Well, and not to get too heady about it, but like one of my favorite papers I ever wrote in school, we read Frankenstein in like, I don't know, sophomore, junior
Which
year
is
of high
like,
school.
I guess, the template of this movie.
Exactly, right. And I wrote a comparison of Frankenstein and Jurassic Park. And the whole premise was the Ian Malcolm thing of like, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Right.
And you can translate that to anything now. Like so much of this talk about AI and like how ethical it is and what we're using.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have just gone full steam ahead on something that they don't really know how to harness yet. And like, no, it's not dinosaurs, but there's still danger in what people are doing with it.
I mean, it's much more dangerous.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's true. It's just like, yeah, it deals with something that does feel real, and also almost hilarious that like they figure out how to clone dinosaurs, and before you even let the government know or anything, you just start selling tickets.
Right.
It's such a funny capitalistic.
Yeah.
Like
we'll have a coupon day.
Yeah. It's like if someone created time travel.
Yeah.
And instead of like letting any government know, you're just like, well, it'll be a ride. People can go. Like just the idea
of
monetizing
it immediately.
Monetizing immediately.
Right.
But so yeah, I mean it really is this thing about Spielberg, which I always love more than like. I think the difference between Spielberg and like Lucas, and it's really the difference between Spielberg and like fantasy. Like in the fantasy world, no one's in awe that they're in a fantasy. So in Lord of the Rings,
because to them it's normal.
For them it's normal.
Yeah.
So you don't get to have your awe be reflected on the screen.
Sure,
you might be in awe, but it's not as exciting because
you're not living vicariously through the
Hobbit's bored of the Shire. You know what I mean? like Han Solo isn't like fucking light. You know, like speed of the light or whatever the light years. But like in Spielberg world, and it's similar to Harry Potter. People from our world are going into a different world. And that allows you something to transfer yourself to. Like, I connect so much more to the people in Jurassic Park than Luke Skywalker. Because we're both coming from the same world.
Yeah, and you know what? I never actually thought about this, but I've never been super into things that are like fantasy as a genre. I'm not a fan of.
It's too far away.
Right.
There's
like
no
I've never liked Lord of the Rings. I've never even like Star Wars. I've never like locked into. And I think it is because maybe what I want in a film is feeling like I could imagine myself being part of it.
Yes, exactly. I think people, like kids especially, I mean, a lot of kids love both, but I do think at your heart, you're either a Spielberg person or a Lucas person.
Right.
And I think that difference is what we're talking about, being put into someone from our world that we can relate to being put in another world, or just a completely separate world that we have no connection to.
Yeah, I mean, not to get too blue, but like, I want to watch like normal porn, not an orgy. Like I want to be able to picture myself in this scenario.
I love how you think that's too blue. Come on, this is family friendly.
I know. Well, I'm pretty not blue, so.
So, yeah, I mean that. But you know, me and you. Obviously, it's subjective, but me and you know that it is better, the Spielberg version.
Of course.
100% better.
Yeah.
Because you get a scene like in the opening where he sees the dinosaurs and falls to his knees.
Yeah.
And he's so in awe. And then your awe is transferred to him. That is just so much fucking better than fucking, you know, Chewbacca being bored on the fucking, you know, Maltese Falcon.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Or is that the movie?
That might be something else.
No, wait, that's the movie. What's it? Millennium Falcon.
Yes, there you go. You're combining. And I know so little about it that I can't even call it.
The John Huston film noir with Humphrey Bogart. So that awe, you don't get that in the fantasy as much, but that awe is such an incredible part of the movie because the terror comes later.
Yeah.
And can you think of any other movie that makes you feel both awe and terror? Like,
I mean, probably it would have to be something like a Gravity or Interstellar or something like that. Probably.
Right, like the beauty of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, I guess maybe like Jurassic Park is closer to like 2001 in that sense.
Yes.
Like this awe of something as opposed, and then the terror comes. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's kind of like the dinosaurs are like Hal going crazy.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you just have this awe of the you know. Yeah, I guess it's a good point. But like,
again, all these movies are grounded. As much as like the actual actions seem so unbelievable, the actual characters are so grounded that it makes everything else feel realistic. Like there are movies that are impressive visually. Like I remember seeing the first Avatar, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm glad I saw this in 3D, but I think that the writing and the acting is awful. Yeah.
It's also like, and this gets back to one of the most important lessons one of the most important lessons of Jaws is like, don't show, let your imagination build up, right? And also make it about characters you care about. And one of the most important lessons of Jurassic Park is that even if you have CGI, still use some animatronics.
Yeah.
Because animatronics just hold up in a way that CGI won't always.
Yeah.
And it gives it gravity. Like when you see the T-Rex's head coming at them, there's a weight and a gravity to that T-Rex that just feels timeless in the way that the shark in Jaws or the alien in Alien feels like timeless. And so not just having all CGI is so crucial.
Well, and I also have to assume that for those child actors, having a real physical thing made that much easier to do.
To be scared
of.
To
be scared of.
Exactly.
Because it probably was scary.
And it was cool to work with.
Whatever the CGI version would have been. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think other directors would have just gone, we'll do the whole thing in CGI. Like they don't, like, Spielberg's genius is to think about like what has weight. So like, an animatronic, and also the rain. The rain is kind of like the ocean in Jaws. It submerges them and it obfuscates them a little so they look more real. Yeah. I feel like in the later Jurassic Park movies, everything is in the broad daylight. Right. And it just looks so fake because it's just, there's nothing to hide it at all. You know?
Yeah, I actually think, because I have seen at least one, I think, of the Chris Pratt ones. I honestly think it looks worse and hokier than the first Jurassic Park, and it's 25, 30 years later.
Spielberg with Jaws and Jurassic Park, they are kind of like almost like twins. They're like his two creature features. They both hold up more than any other movie using sharks or dinosaurs.
Right.
They really do.
And ironically, if you go back to Ian Malcolm, like the designers, CGI people were so preoccupied with whether or not they could make a fucking stupid, 1 million foot dinosaur.
Yes.
Like, not to get off the thread here, but like Gladiator 2, we didn't need monkey dogs.
Right,
like,
and they don't
there's
feel
enough
real. Yeah.
scary stuff from that time.
Right.
That you don't need to escalate it to a point that's like, well, this is just dumb.
Well, even like the later Jurassic Parks, I mean, I guess they feel like they had nowhere to go, but even the latest one, which I actually thought was kind of fun, even though it was really stupid.
With Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, there's that dinosaur that they just make up at the end.
Like a Megasaurus or some stupid thing?
It's like a genetically engineered thing, and at the end, I mean, they're all genetically engineered, but it's like it's some monster, but at the end, it's not even a dinosaur. You're just watching Godzilla, you know what I mean? And it's like having that sense of something real and something intimate, like gives it such a more sense of terror.
Yeah.
And the intimacy of also kids like in a Jeep and the T-Rex coming at them. I think Spielberg is a master of taking something that has fantastical elements and making it as grounded as possible, And I think and part of that grounding is making it intimate in a way.
Yeah.
Like Jurassic Park is a very intimate movie in the sense that it's just about one trip and it's about this one group of people, Yeah. It's not this giant panorama, It's similar to War of the Worlds, which I also think is great, where he never really has the military. Like a lot of these Godzilla movies, you have the military come in, and then you're just kind of lost in this big picture.
Right.
War of the Worlds sets it around one family.
Yeah.
And that intimacy makes it so much scarier, in my opinion.
Well, not to quote dictators, but isn't there that famous quote of like, like a single death is a tragedy, a million deaths is a statistic? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that's Stalin or something like
Stalin,
that. But to make something where like, if you just show dinosaurs terrorizing a group of people, I guess it's scary because they're dinosaurs, but like you have no stake in what in those people's lives. And even the choice to like set it up where Dr. Grant is like, I don't like kids, I don't just want to be around them, and then by the end of the movie he's like so paternal to those kids.
Sometimes you have to go see a park of genetically engineered dinosaurs that break free before you realize you actually do like kids. I like how the whole movie just is leading to that arc.
Right. Yeah.
Like these dinosaurs escape for him to learn that he does want to have kids.
Yeah. Do you think that the final scene where like the T-Rex roars and then the banner comes down, do you feel like that's like too much or is that fun?
No, it's awesome.
I think it's great.
It's awesome. No, I mean like when dinosaurs ruled the earth come down. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful shot. I mean, I love it. I love so much. Like every moment of this movie is just kind of great. It never really gets boring. It never really gets slow or anything. And it really is like, I think because it makes you feel different emotion. Like they have the awe thing and the buildup of suspense, and then they have like so much of the terror in the second half. So they keep the terror to the second half, so it never really gets old, really.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess there's like a tiny bit of comedic relief with the Wayne Knight character. Right.
That part, I guess if we wanted to, the things I don't like about the movie, and this is still the greatest experience I've ever had, the things I don't like about the movie are, A, the characters are kind of like, they are just kind of like figurines in a way.
They're a little broad.
Like in Jaws, they feel a little more real.
Yeah.
Like in Jurassic Park, each one can be a toy figurine. In fact, they all have different colors. Like Ian Malcolm all black, John Hammond all white. It's like they have a costume.
Sure.
They all have like a costume. So there is like a little like, it's interesting. There's a bit of a corporate soullessness to the character development. And yet the awe towards the dinosaurs is genuine.
Right.
Like the awe Spielberg feels that he's trying to convey is not corporate soullessness. That is truly real.
Yes.
The characters themselves, they're not like awful, but they're like, you know.
Yeah, some are just very kind of broad, like, you know, like the blood-sucking lawyer, like that whole thing. It's like he's
cartoons.
very,
And Ian Malcolm is just kind of like, he always has like jokes every fight. It's like it's like too much the comedic relief.
Yeah, but I also think that like now when I see Jeff Goldblum in like Wicked, he's such a thing unto himself that I like it, but like I just know what it is already.
Yeah.
Whereas at the time, I don't think that he occupied that space in people's brains as much.
Kids,
like people knew him from The Fly and whatever.
It was a lot of children's introduction to Jewish sarcasm.
I think that may be, yeah.
They're like, what is this thing where you say something, you don't mean it, you're kind of funny but kind of annoying, you know?
Right.
He's also very sexy in the movie. It's clear that
I mean that scene where he's like laying very Kate Winslet-esque with his shirt open.
Was that him being like, I should lay like that? Or does Spielberg just have a hard-on for Jeff Goldblum?
I'm not sure. I do remember hearing that he was allowed to like improvise certain things. I think there's a line that he says in that chase scene.
Oh, really?
Oh, at the end where he says like, you think they'll put that on the tour? I don't think that was
the
scripted.
Improvised line?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's okay. I mean, to me, the best character is Dr. Grant. He's just he feels real.
Yes.
And his acting is he's just such a great actor. And there's such a like, he's like curmudgeon-y, but you love him because he loves dinosaurs. I also love the fact that he hates kids, but is in love. He hates kids, but is in love with the subject that all kids love. That's like the irony of Dr. Grant. He hates kids, but every little boy wants to talk to him.
Exactly. But then he like scares the shit out of that little kid at the beginning of the movie.
It's like if an adult hated kids, but he was like a toy maker or he loved toys. It's just so funny. Like the kid, because he loves what kids
just because I work at Legoland doesn't mean I have to like kids.
Yeah. So that's a funny, he's a great character. Laura Dern is so annoying. They just give, I mean, she's a great actress, but they just give her one annoying feminist line after the other.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, well, then dinosaur kills man and women inherit the earth.
Right.
And then she just walks away. Fucking idiot.
I like John Hammond.
He's good.
Richard Attenborough.
Richard Attenborough is good. Him and Alan Grant are my favorite characters. I like how Richard Attenborough, when they get to the island, he has "Welcome to Jurassic Park" locked and loaded. Like once he like, like once they fall down, he's like, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." Like he's like, he definitely in that moment was like, "When should I say it?" Like he was like, "When should I? I should really wait."
Yeah.
Till I can really knock it out of the park. You
know?
know?
And like all Spielberg films, or at least the ones with John Williams composing the music, like the music elevates it so much.
It's incredible.
Like I still, you remember that comedian Adam Newman?
Yeah,
you know, Adam,
yeah.
When he did Letterman, you got to like ask the band what you wanted to play, and he walked out to the Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
I always thought
that's
that
amazing.
was great. Yeah.
I love that. I will talk about my least favorite moment in the movie, which as a fat kid was very traumatizing.
Let me see if I can guess this one.
So Spielberg is always
the Jell-O.
No. There's a lot of fat shaming in the movie. A lot of like.
Well, Dennis Nedry is like the logo of
fat evil guy, and you're literally laughing as he like falls down the like
he was really big in that movie too. That's like the biggest
really
he ever was.
And it's almost there's a bit of a. I mean, I know he's a bad guy, but there's a bit of message that fat people don't have feelings. Like he's just like sliding down the little waterfall and boom, hitting his head.
Yeah.
But the thing that I found so upsetting in the movie is in the beginning. It's in the first couple of scenes. It's because Spielberg always hates fat kids. He's not a fan of the fat kids. Mm-hmm. And you know, obviously he produced Goonies, and Goonies you have Chunk.
Sure.
His name is Chunk. He does the truffle shuffle. They won't even let him in the house unless he. I mean, that's our Aunt Jemima as a fat community. But in Jurassic Park, there's the part where at the beginning, Alan Grant is explaining to the other scientists that dinosaurs, birds evolved from dinosaurs, and the scientists laugh at him, which is kind of silly that they would find that funny. Like, it's like they're almost like, but dinosaurs are so cool and birds are so gay, you know? But then he's like, no, they really could have come from, birds could have come from, and then he has all this evidence, One of the evidence is like, and raptor means is like bird, which I don't even know how that's evidence. But then out of nowhere, a fat kid comes up.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
First of all, why is there a fat kid there?
He's the Rizzler.
Why is the fat kid at the dig? Like, do they just have to have a fat kid?
Because his dad's an archaeologist.
He just brought his fat kid?
Yeah.
And the kid comes up, he goes, that doesn't look scary, more like a 6-foot turkey, right? Which any sane paleontologist would be like, all right, whatever. He fucking loses his mind.
Yeah.
He gets so upset at this idea that a dinosaur isn't scary, which is also funny because if you're like a real, like, if you're a paleontologist or like you love dinosaurs, don't you not care whether they're scary or not? Isn't it? Or don't you just love all dinosaurs?
Is this an all dinosaurs matter?
No, I'm just saying, like, what is he like? Is he really, shouldn't a paleontologist love a Brachiosaurus as much as a T-Rex?
Well, right, but I think the subtext of the scene is like, this kid doesn't respect dinosaurs.
Right, but I'm just saying scary is not the be-all, end-all for dinosaurs.
Well, he doesn't know how to be around kids. So he tells him about his intestines
spilling. So he turns around and he's like, oh, you're not scared? You're not scared? And he goes, imagine you're in prehistoric times.
Yeah.
And you're looking at one of the velociraptors, and then the other one comes out and eats your fat little body and cuts your fat stomach open, and then he takes out the fucking. I thought he was going to kill him. I thought he was going to really
gut him.
Just gut him right there for saying that velociraptors aren't scary. He humiliates him.
Yeah.
No one stops him from humiliating this kid.
It was a different time.
What about the father even of the fat kid? He's just like, you're on your own, you fat piece of shit.
It's true. I don't think that registered with me as much as a kid. But like the final thing he says to that poor child is, the point is, you are alive when they start to eat you, which is incredibly
That's the point he's trying to convey
up.
at the end, that you are alive when they are eating you.
Yeah.
And here's the most fucked up part of it. Like, what Alan Grant should have said when he said they look like turkeys is, you're right, birds. This is proving my theory.
Right.
He should have accepted that, yeah, that's my theory.
But the kid started by saying that doesn't look very scary. And that's what Dr. Grant took exception to. And while I do think that it's a messed up scene, it is perfectly setting up the moment where, what's his name, the park ranger guy, thinks he has the raptor in his scope, but then the other raptors attack him from the side.
Yeah, it sets it up, but you don't need to humiliate a fat kid to set that up.
I thought, okay, now this might say something about me. You said that as a fat kid, something upset you, and I thought
like
you were going to say
I was
very
kid?
chubby. Yeah,
I know it. I feel it.
Yeah, you feel it.
You have a what's his name? You have a vibe of like what's his name from Stand By Me?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to think of
what is his
the
name?
actor's
Josh
name.
O'Connell? No.
Yeah.
His name? No.
I don't know.
Josh O'Connor? No, that's the new actor. God damn it!
I will say I was not fat at the time that I saw Jurassic Park, but my like middle school to early high school years, I was very.
I can
chubby.
see your.
Yeah.
I can always. It's like gaydar. I can sense when someone used to be a chubby kid.
There's a photo of me where I look strikingly like Gabriel Iglesias, even down to the outfit. I'm wearing like jean shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. But I thought you were going to say that you were most traumatized by the idea of the ice cream melting and being inedible.
Well, I wouldn't find that inedible.
Yeah,
I would have been like, oh, you can just drink it.
There is a good buffet scene.
It's not inedible.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
true.
shake.
Oh God, that's sometimes I let it melt on purpose, and I'll crumble up a Delta Biscoff on top of there.
It is, as a fat kid, like that scene where they're just so hungry and then they just see that buffet of Jell-O,
especially after Tim's been electrocuted.
Yeah, that's a great moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think like that fat kid. I just don't, because even like. Yeah, I get that. Like he's not scared of it, but he is at that moment. What Alan Grant is hoping to show the other scientists is that birds evolved from dinosaurs.
Right.
And immediately a fat kid goes like turkeys, and he should have been like, grateful for the help in that moment.
He should have been like, well, yes, in the sense of birds, being related to dinosaurs, but they were much scarier. But that's how a normal person would talk.
Yeah, and instead he's basically like, I don't mean turkeys, I mean like hawks, motherfucker. Yeah. And here's the thing, apparently, to add an irony to this, velociraptors were more like the size of turkeys.
Really? They're tiny?
Yeah, they're like, you know how like with Jurassic Park, like after that movie came out, all this information about dinosaurs just made them more and more pathetic. Like you'd be like, they had feathers. T-Rexes wore purses. You know, it's like it just got more and more lame. So one of them was that. I mean, this was obviously, I guess, before Jurassic Park, but the Velociraptor itself, I believe, was not a big animal. They kind of made that up for the movie.
I still wouldn't mess with one.
Yeah,
they still probably kill you. But there'd be a bunch of little ankle biters.
It'd have to be like that other little dinosaur that they used for the second one. What's it called?
Not the one with Nedry.
No, the one in the second movie that's actually in the... God, what are they called now? They were in the original book. Yeah. Did you read the book ever?
I don't think I ever did, actually. I know people loved it.
It's a good book. It's very violent, and there's like... Michael Crichton really like hates... he's a...
Also children, or no?
He hates the kids; they're annoying. But he also really the Dennis Nedry's death is so
it's gruesome.
Yeah, and even after when they find him, it's just so there's just such
because they don't show that in the film. They show him dying, but they don't.
Yeah,
show
they find him in the book. The part in the book I read it as a kid, and then I remember I would listen to it as an audiobook to go to sleep because when I was on family vacation, we'd listen to like Michael Crichton audiobooks.
Yeah.
And I just remember being on like the highway, like with my family in a van, and the audiobook would be on. It was just such a comforting time.
Yeah.
So I would listen to it, and I was listening to it recently, and it had a line that I found so amazing and insane, which is that they said that Dennis Nedry, before he like does his whole thing, his whole elaborate plan, it said he had never been in the park. He had never seen the dinosaurs. He was so uncurious that he worked at a park full of dinosaurs.
It was just like detached from it.
He never wanted to look at the dinosaurs. That's got to be the least curious man ever born.
I think it might be more fat shaming. I mean, now that you're bringing it up,
I don't know if he was fat in the book.
I'm thinking about it. I mean, doesn't John Hammond at one point say, "Our lives are in your hands, and you're worried about Butterfingers"?
I know that's a real fat. That's a real. But, I mean, just imagine someone who works at a park of dinosaurs and at no point is like, oh, I should probably look at them. That's insane.
It is insane, but I do feel like there's versions of that in the real world where people have these jobs that a normal person would be like, that's so amazing. They're like, yeah, it's just a job. I just go do it. And then
you at least do it once, but he's never even seeing the dinosaur. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not seeing them. He just works in the computer lab.
But maybe that drives home the point that he doesn't understand the gravity of like what he's unleashing by like fucking everything up.
Right, he doesn't understand. It's just
You didn't say the magic word.
It's just insane that I don't know. I've always been fascinated by the idea of someone with that lack of excitement in life. Like if you can't even get excited about dinosaurs, that are alive in cages.
Right. I could understand someone becoming jaded by the experience. I couldn't understand someone not caring
doing.
In the first place.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Yeah, so the movie is just like, besides the fat shaming of Dennis Nedry, which also I don't, like, even that part with him, like when he gets killed, the Dilophosaurus is scary, but it would have been a lot scarier without those stupid jokes of him just like hitting his head on the thing.
Yeah, they do make it very slapstick. Yeah. I mean, the thing of him, I guess the thing of him like spinning the arrow around is kind of funny because he's like, well, now I've knocked it over, so I have no idea. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Stick, stupid.
But that Dilophosaurus is awesome, and yeah, I mean, outside of the cartooniness of the characters, which look, I mean, I guess it's the best you can do in that kind of template. It is just such a magical movie. I mean, like every element, the T-Rex, attacking the kids is obviously like such a shocking moment.
Yeah.
Because that is after a really long buildup. But then after that, it never really loses momentum. It kind of builds the fear of the T-Rex and then switches to the Velociraptors.
Right, and then of course the payoff of the T-Rex saving them from the Velociraptor at the end.
So it's perfectly structured to not get old.
Yeah.
And the Velociraptors are so much scarier than the T-Rex in a sense Because like what you realize at the T-Rex after a while is like, oh, it's not that hard. Just don't move.
Right. Yeah.
like you realize like like as long as you're prepared for it, a T-Rex isn't that scary, really.
Right.
Hide somewhere. Don't move.
But the flashlight going around,
unless you're a kid,
is right. Well, I never thought about this, but like, how are we supposed to believe that the T-Rex gets into that building at the end? Will you go through the door?
Or yes, how are they supposed to believe that? And how do they not hear it?
Yeah, this massive creature is just right off screen.
They're literally about to get killed by a velociraptor, and the T-Rex is like just like right there. Yeah. How do they not? It goes from literally looking at a vibration in the water from it just like thumping, or like the puddle where like just literally from hearing its vibration from really far away to it just being like sidling up to you like that character in Seinfeld that just sidles up like,
the
hey, how's it going?
Yes.
It's like how did that?
It was wearing Asics wrestling shoes. You
like,
know what
it
though?
Just jumps up.
You did bring up a great point. That device of the water is
it's amazing.
Phenomenal.
It's amazing, and it's visual poetry, and apparently you had to like get a guitar string under the cup to create that. Like they couldn't create it just by shaking it. They had to get like a guitar string to like create that perfect ripple.
So cool.
It's just one of those. I mean, it's visually just one of those movies where you're like, the visuals just stick with you in a way. And that moment of the cup. I mean, granted, it doesn't really make sense that there'd be like an open cup just like just
in a car,
just there, just spill everywhere.
Yeah,
but the genius of that moment, and the night vision goggles and the goat, like where's the goat, and then the leg coming out.
Yeah, a lot of legs, a lot of limbs, and then Gennaro getting eaten off the toilet. Yeah,
amazing. It's just like it's an incredible sequence. I mean, the whole movie really is like, is just such a perfect movie. And I really think like it's that pacing that I just don't see. I don't see with other movies where they pace it. I guess in a way it's maybe paced more like, I wouldn't say a horror movie because there's so much awe, but it really is patient.
Well, what I think is so remarkable about it, like you bring up films like The Goonies, like there are so few films that you loved when you were a child that then when you watch as an adult, you're not just enjoying because of the nostalgia. You're enjoying it because it's still good.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of things that I'll watch the same stupid Christmas movies every year and I enjoy them. But like as an adult, I know they're kind of silly and bad.
Right.
But Jurassic Park, I can watch it as a 38-year-old and be like, this is still an objectively great film.
I feel the same way. I will say the difference in a way between Jurassic Park and Jaws is that as much as I love Jurassic Park, I feel like Jaws holds up in a way that you never expect anything to hold up.
I should rewatch that. I haven't seen that in like 10 years probably.
Well, Jaws holds up in a way where the characters are really still great and real. Jurassic Park holds up. The awe and the terror holds up. I will say the humor, as an adult, when I see Jeff Goldblum making jokes when the T-Rex is trying to attack the kids, I'm like, I kind of wish you weren't making jokes right now.
What does he say during that part? Do you remember?
He's just like, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Or he's
you gotta go.
Like, I'm like, as a kid, I think it really worked. As an adult, I'm like, this part's so scary. Quit fucking it up with jokes, you know?
Right.
But overall, just the sense of he really, Spielberg really does respect the dinosaurs. Unlike that,
he wants that fat kid. Exactly. Yeah.
He really respects the dinosaurs, and like there is this like this real sense of like, and I think he's talked about it how he really wanted to capture awe and convey awe, and that's a really hard thing to convey.
Right.
Like terror is a lot easier in a way because we have such a template for that, but awe is a tough thing, and like, obviously it helps if you have this groundbreaking technology.
Sure. Well, but I think that's the point is that like now with the technology we have now, you can literally go into AI and be like, I want to see T-Rex, whatever. I'm saying whatever you can conjure up, you can create.
Right.
Pre-Jurassic Park, for most people, even myself as a 6 or 7-year-old obsessed with dinosaurs, I had been looking at illustrations in books.
Right.
So when you see it come to life in a way that actually looks real and not like some old Godzilla movie
Even though
from
technically
the 50s.
They should have feathers, but yes.
They should have feathers, but I think we'll even knowing that objectively it's better for them to be menacing and not have feathers or a purse.
Though I will say, yeah, right. It's definitely true. And it's definitely glad that information that most dinosaurs had feathers came out after.
Yeah.
Though it would have been another beautiful, different moment for Alan Grant to look up, see they all have feathers, and be like, I was fucking right.
I told you.
I was like way more right than I thought.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, it's yes, you can the technology, but Spielberg is really the perfect example of it's not about the technology as much as the artistry you bring to the technology, right? Like, yes, you can have technology that shows dinosaurs, but you need an artist who can build the awe, build the suspense. You need an artist who knows that a big part of the T-Rex being scary is as simple as a cup in a water and the water rippling. And that helps the technology, and that human element that AI cannot do is what makes Jurassic Park so amazing.
That's the difference between Spielberg and James Cameron.
You think James Cameron doesn't have that?
I just think that the storytelling of Spielberg is so far and away better than what James Cameron has done with arguably even better technology in like the Avatar films, even Titanic.
I will agree with that. I would say Terminator. I think Terminator 2 is like amazing.
Yes,
but I do agree that you're right. Avatar. Well, first of all, he went full Lucas.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Went full Lucas. He was doing it good.
You never go full Lucas.
He'd never go full Lucas. He was in the Spielberg camp. He was showing, Sarah Connor. She works at a restaurant. Suddenly there was or Terminator 2 when the kid's on the fucking moped and the giant truck is coming. You had just human characters you can put in crazy situations. And now you're watching this fucking Smurf fucking thing. It's just like, no matter how good the technology is, it's still just a cartoon.
Yeah, I don't care if you have billions of dollars of technology. If you make the substance that's hard to obtain called unobtainium, I'm out. You've lost me.
He's bad. He's a bad dialogue writer. One of the worst. And it's like, I also just, the arrogance of James Cameron to just write the screenplays. Just get someone else to write the fucking screenplay.
Yes. It's the same as like, Tarantino inserting himself into films when he knows he's a bad actor.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah. But like, it is funny. Cameron is terrible at dialogue, and you don't need to write your own movies.
No.
Like most people at his level, like Spielberg doesn't, for the most part, doesn't write his own movies,
Yeah.
Get fucking David Coeb, get a good screenwriter. But yeah, Avatar, it's like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, no matter how good, I guess to us in a way, what we think of as good as technology is something that looks like what we imagine something real might look like.
I guess so. I mean, I can accept that there are things that, like, to your point about Lord of the Rings or whatever, if it's a made up scenario anyway, who am I to say what it would look like if it's not real in the first place?
Right. But because there's no frame of reference, it doesn't feel exciting to me. Like, it's interesting in a way with Jaws, like the shark really does feel real, and to me, I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
In Jurassic Park, it's maybe the perfect compromise because it's like it is something that was once real. So there is this big fantasy element of bringing it back to life.
Yeah.
But there's still a frame of reference in the most it's like the most magical way.
Yeah.
To do something still grounded in reality, which is what dinosaurs are in general. It's like what is so exciting for kids is that they did walk the earth.
I mean, even thinking about it now, it seems insane that that's real.
But it's real. And if it wasn't real, I don't think it would have been as exciting to kids, right? Like,
right. If there were some made up creatures.
Yeah.
As opposed to things that did once theoretically exist, as far as we know.
Kids are like, it's funny with kids. Like when you see little kids, they're all like they're all like naturalists. They're all like really into like nature and animals and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's like we do have a natural instinct to be into our world. I mean, they eventually get it in middle school. They get into goblins and gay shit like that. But I feel like as a little kid, your first interest is like the real world.
Yeah, it's almost like because for most my nephew's like getting to this age now. He's 4, and he's like he's moving out of cars and into dinosaurs. And it's almost like as soon as you're old enough to understand that your world is real and you can like understand how that works, the first time you get a taste of like what the world used to be, or like a bigger version of it, like space or dinosaurs, it's just so fascinating to like a child's mind, I think.
And I think it's like, in a way, because kids are so excited, have such a natural sense of awe. To me, it seems like only later do they get into fantasy shit. Because fantasy shit,
you got to push the boundaries more.
And you're almost a little jaded of this world or a little detached. You want to think of a whole other world. While when you're younger, you're so excited about this world or what this world once was.
Yeah.
That alone is exciting. You don't need fucking orcs and fucking whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
But then as you get older and life becomes... It's almost, in a way, it's almost like a sense of losing your innocence when you get into worlds that are completely...
Yeah, but that's never been me. I think for whatever reason, I like things that even if the scenario is crazy, it still feels grounded in real human feelings and emotions.
Yes.
Like I've never locked into cartoons of any sort, really.
Yeah, I mean, I love Pixar, but you're right. I do...
Well, those are extremely human.
Those are extremely human.
But I'm saying like a cartoons made for adults, right? Like I never really cared about BoJack Horseman or Family Guy or something like that.
No, I feel you. Like if I'm watching a movie, I'm definitely not as excited if it's a cartoon. I want to see real shots, you know? I want to see a representation of reality in a way that's like, I think we're Spielberg people.
Absolutely. I mean, he's made very few bad films.
Yeah, he's made a couple bad ones, but he's made some of the... he is my childhood.
Yeah.
I was telling with Fiore the other day, we're talking about Jaws, and I had a sad moment when I realized Spielberg will never get to really experience a Spielberg movie.
Well, I guess
that's actually like a sad... I mean, he had his own like bad movies from the 50s that he probably loved, you know, or the 40s, but like he'll never experience Jurassic Park and Jaws and E.T. because those movies for him, if you make a movie, you're just thinking about the shots and all that. So it's kind of sad... It's kind of a sad a curse, you know?
I guess that's true, but I think he probably appreciates his legacy. Yeah,
his legacy, his billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jurassic Park, it is one of those rare movies that still holds up, and it's one of those movies that you can learn a lot of lessons from that are not taken by other movies.
Yeah.
They show the shit right away. They have the CGI in broad daylight, nothing to hide it, nothing to submerge it. The T-Rex at night in the rain is what makes it feel so real.
Yeah.
Later they have a shot of it like in the daylight, but that's later and it's quick.
Yeah.
The T-Rex in the rain, to me, it's just like it has weight, it has gravity. He made it feel real. You know, he brought back dinosaurs.
He did,
and it's like the closest thing to what a movie, the characters in the movie are doing, are actually happening to us watching.
Yeah,
like it is such a meta thing where like he made a movie about people bringing dinosaurs back to life, and we're watching him bring dinosaurs back to life.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you perfectly identify with the people in the movie.
I mean, it holds up. I consider it still probably my favorite movie.
It is the greatest experience I've ever had in theaters. And
you're saying that as someone who pissed your pants.
I pissed my pants.
That's how good it was.
And then I saw the second one, I pissed my pants again, but when I was like 11 or 12 when Lost World came out.
William H. Macy scared you.
That's the third one.
Oh, okay.
I pissed my pants again, but only because I didn't want to. I didn't want to go to the bathroom because I was too like glued to the screen.
Fair.
So Spielberg has made me piss my pants for two different reasons. Like it's crazy.
And meanwhile, on some other podcast, someone's talking about how their movie-going experience was ruined by a very wet seat. Did you tell your parents when this happened? You just let it happen?
I probably just let it happen. You know, you just let it dry, you know?
Fair enough, yeah.
But anyway, well, this is a great episode. I'm glad
fun, man.
We got to talk Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Do you have any plugs?
Nothing much. Follow me on the socials. I'm sure you'll tag me or whatever when you put it up. It's just Adam Mamawala, if you can spell that. I'm
Adam Mamawala.
Instagram,
spell it
TikTok,
phonetically, right?
Yeah, Mamawala.
You follow him. Very funny guy, and you know, follow me. Well, you're already following me, but my special. If you could watch it, share it, spread it, that would mean a lot. We got to get into the algorithm. This is a joint effort. I need your help. Thanks so much, and thank you for coming on the pod.
Raanan is fat, and he's a Jew. He'll tell you something that you already knew. Your favorite movie sucks. Your favorite movie sucks. American Beauty or Forrest Gump. Your favorite movie sucks.